Call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock, guys. 7 o'clock.
All right.
Opening roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Here.
Mrs. Coons?
Here.
Mr. Eitner?
Here.
Miss Anderson?
Here. I'm here.
And
Ms.
Mrs. Cochran on the
phone.
phone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Even though she's on the phone this evening,
I'd
is
like
there...
to make a motion to
Thank you.
excuse us.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Eitner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Okay, next we're looking for a motion to accept minutes from March 4th, 2024 council meeting as presented, not read, please.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes from March, wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
March 4th, 2024 council meeting as presented and not read.
I second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Eitner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
We're looking next for a motion to accept purchase orders from February 29th, 2024 to March 15th, 2024.
I make a motion
Oh.
to accept purchase orders from February
That's fine.
29, 2024 to March 15, 2024, totaling $20,795.14 as presented and not read.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Eitner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Thanks. We're looking next for a motion to accept bills from February 29th, 2024 to March 15th, 2024, totaling $244,454.42 as presented, not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept bills from February 29th, 2024 to March 15th, 2024, totaling $244,454.42 as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Eitner?
Yes.
Thanks. We're looking next for a motion to accept January 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented, not read, please.
I'll make the motion to accept January 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Eitner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Sayers, you're up.
Resolution number 7345-2024, a resolution proclaiming the Village of Lakemore will observe April 2024 as Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Whereas more than 700 injury crashes involve distracted driving on an average day, and the economic toll of all motor vehicle crashes in the U.S. annually exceeds $400 billion. Whereas talking on a mobile phone, even in hands-free mode, texting, programming your dashboard, infotainment system, or GPS device can divert your attention away from driving and result in physical or cognitive distraction. Whereas the Village of Lakemore residents and all Americans deserve to live in communities that promote safe driving behaviors and healthy lifestyles. Whereas preventing distracted driving injuries and deaths requires the cooperation of all levels of government, employers, and the general public. Whereas the National Safety Council and the Lakemore Police Department work to promote policies, practices, and procedures leading to increased safety, protection, and health in business and industry, in schools and colleges, on roads and highways, and in homes and communities. Whereas the National Safety Council and the Lakemore Police Department in 2024 will provide this nation with a month-long distracted driving public education campaign. Whereas spring is a time when people begin to log more miles on the road, and it is imperative to focus attention on motor vehicle injury risks and preventions. Therefore, the Mayor and Council of the Village of Lakemore hereby proclaim the Village of Lakemore is supporting Distracted Driving Awareness Month in April 2024 and strongly urges the citizens and businesses of the Village of Lakemore to observe Distracted Driving Awareness Month by practicing safe driving behaviors and pledging to drive distraction-free. Section 1, that the Village of Lakemore recognizes April 2024 as Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Section 2, that it is hereby found and determined and that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution shall go into effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 7346-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to prepare and accept bids for roadway replacements and to execute contracts as required. Whereas the village of Lakemore has contracted Hammondtree and Associates to engineer the resurfacing of Osage and Ithaca Avenues, and whereas the village administrator is requesting bids from contractors to resurface these roads. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, the village administrator is hereby authorized to prepare and accept bids from contractors to resurface Osage Avenue with an alternate bid to resurface Ithaca Avenue. Requesting this alternate bid will allow for the additional work if the bids are affordable. Section 2, the village administrator for the village of Lakemore is hereby authorized to enter into any agreements as may be necessary and appropriate to accept the lowest and best bid to perform the resurfacing work. Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7347-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to prepare and accept bids for sanitary sewer improvements, Phase 1, and to execute contracts as required. Whereas the village of Lakemore has contracted Hammondtree and Associates to engineer the sanitary sewer improvements of lines and manholes in an area named Phase 1. And whereas the village administrator is requesting bids from contractors to complete the required improvements, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, the village administrator is hereby authorized to prepare and accept bids from contractors to improve sanitary sewer lines and manholes. This project will include the majority of the collection system that flows to the pump station. This project is titled Sanitary Sewer Improvements Phase 1, and it consists of Sunnyside, Front, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, Church, Lake, South, and Adams Streets. Section 2, the village administrator for the village of Lakemore is hereby authorized to enter into any agreements as may be necessary and appropriate to accept the lowest and best bid to perform these improvements. Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7348-2024. A resolution proclaiming the village of Lakemore will recognize the Akron Summit County Public Library's sesquicentennial. Whereas 2024 marks the 150th anniversary of the Akron Summit County Public Library. Whereas in January 1874, the Akron City Council passed an ordinance to create a free public library for the city. On February 27, 1874, the Board of Trustees of the newly formed Akron Public Library met for the first time with John R. Buchtel serving as its first board president. A century later, in 1974, the library became the Akron Summit County Public Library, incorporating suburban branch libraries into its system. Whereas today, the library comprises the main library in downtown Akron, 18 branch locations throughout the city of Akron and the county of Summit, 2 bookmobiles, and a mobile services van. The Akron Summit County Public Library provides resources for learning and leisure, information services, meeting spaces, and programs for all ages that support, improve, and enrich individual, family, and community life. Whereas the Akron Summit County Public Library has a legacy of recognizing the natural correlation between literature, design, and art, and the importance of those concepts to the realm of public service. When Andrew Carnegie granted funds to the city for a library building in 1901, architects ensured the building included Ohio sandstone, Tiffany glass, and Italian marble, combining regional, national, and international elements. Since then, the library has sought to provide access to important works of art in its buildings, emphasizing local works with broader significance wherever possible. Whereas a leader in innovation, the Akron Summit County Public Library System was the first library in the country to be designated as a sensory inclusive space for those on the autism spectrum and those with dementia, PTSD, and other related conditions, thanks to a collaboration with Culture City. Whereas the Akron Summit County Public Library is recognized locally as an essential community asset and nationally as one of the finest public libraries in the United States due to its excellent customer services, collaborative community involvement, and high level of customer and employee satisfaction. Whereas, as a focal point for many local activities and as a valuable instrument for community improvement, the Akron Summit County Public Library has set an example of excellence, service, learning, diversity, and inclusion. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio, Section 1, that the Village of Lakemore will recognize the Akron Summit County Public Library's sesquicentennial. Section 2, that it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio, for the continued operation of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution shall go into effect immediately. Resolution number 7349-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund WPCLF agreement on behalf of the Village of Lakemore for planning, design, and construction of wastewater facilities, and designated a dedicated repayment source for the loan. AIMS Project 9433 Lakemore Sanitary Sewer Improvements Phase 1. Whereas the Village of Lakemore seeks to upgrade its existing wastewater facilities, and whereas the Village of Lakemore intends to apply for Water Pollution Control Loan Fund, WPCLF, for the planning, design, and/or construction of the wastewater facilities, and whereas the Ohio Water Pollution Control Loan Fund requires the government authority to pass legislation for application of a loan and the execution of an agreement, as well as designating a dedicated repayment source. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio, Section 1, that the village administrator be and is hereby authorized to apply for a WPCLF loan, sign all documents for, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund with the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency and the Ohio Water Development Authority for planning, design, and/or construction of the wastewater facilities on behalf of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 2, the village administrator is hereby authorized to prepare and accept bids from contractors to improve sanitary sewer lines and manholes. This project will include the majority of the collection system that flows to the pump station. This project is titled Sanitary Sewer Improvements Phase 1, and it consists of Sunnyside, Front, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, Church, Lake, South, and Adams Streets. The village administrator for the Village of Lakemore is hereby authorized to enter into any agreements as may be necessary and appropriate to accept the lowest and best bid to perform these improvements. Section 3, that the dedicated source of repayment will be the sanitary sewer fund user fees. Section 4, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7350-2024, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Love Insurance and the Ohio Plan for liability and property insurance to be effective from April 23rd, 2024 through April 23rd, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio, Section 1, the mayor is hereby authorized to enter into a contract with Love Insurance and the Ohio Plan for the liability and property insurance coverage effective from April 23rd, 2024 through April 23rd, 2025. Section 2, the fiscal officer is hereby authorized and directed to pay liability and property insurance premiums in an amount not to exceed $69,538 for the year. Section 3, a copy of the policy is attached here to and made part of here is fully rewritten. Section 4, this resolution shall take effect on an earliest period allowed by law. Ordinance number 1846-2024, an ordinance authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council, or NOPEC, 2024 Energized Community Grant to purchase solar-powered safety signs. Whereas the Village of Lakemore, Ohio, or city, or village, or grantee, is a member of the Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council, or NOPEC, and is eligible for one or more NOPEC Energized Community Grants for 2024, or NEC grants, as provided for in the NEC Grant Program Guidelines. And whereas the grantee wishes to enter into a grant agreement with NOPEC, Inc., in substantially the form presented to this council to receive one or more NEC grants, and now therefore be ordained by the council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, this council of the grantee or the council finds and determines that it is in the best interest of the grantee to enter into the grant agreement to accept the NEC grants for 2024 and authorizes the village administrator to execute the grant agreement to accept the NEC grant funds totaling $6,827. Grant funds will be used to purchase solar-powered safety signs. Section 2, this council finds and determines that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this ordinance were taken in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in those formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with the law. Section 3, this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public health, safety, and welfare of the grantee. Wherefore, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect immediately upon its adoption and approval by the mayor of the grantee.
Okay, we're moving next into the mayor's report, and I have just one thing to report this evening, and that's a reminder that the Lakemore Food Pantry has been rescheduled for Wednesday, the 20th of this month. It's 1 week earlier, and that's this Wednesday, the 20th of March at 5 p.m. at Lakemore United Methodist Church. And that's all I have this evening, so we'll segue into the council report, starting with Sam.
I got nothing today.
No?
No.
No? John?
Okay, just like throw out a reminder about the Springfield Lakemore Community Channel 1023, serving our communities with our public meetings for Lakemore and Springfield. They also do special events such as the Spirit Spectacular Showcase. We have the Springfield High School and Junior High concerts that are being played right now. They are currently running those special programs. You can turn into any Spectrum Channel 1023 to receive for the recent programming. And to view the current programming schedule, go to the Facebook page, or you can go online at springfieldtownship.us. You can also contact, if you see a community event in which you would like for them to come out and tape and show, that you can contact any public, the mayor, the administrator, somebody to spread the word out, get in touch with Frank and Jim and them, and they will more than gladly come out and tape your program. So I'd also like to thank Frank, Jim, Dan, Cheyenne, and Carolyn for putting out all our information that we have, through all the social media. And that'll be about it.
Okay, thanks, John. Vicki?
Hi. So I'm just going to remind everybody about our Easter event. So our Easter egg hunt is going to be March 30th at 1 p.m. at Springfield High School. It will be weather permitted. We'll either be in the gym if it's cold and rainy, or we'll be out on the field if it's a little nicer. But it's Ohio, so we don't know until the time comes. If anyone is interested in donating candy for this event, please drop it down here at the municipal building. we'll gladly take the more the merrier. And that's all I have. We'll see you guys on the Easter egg hunt.
Awesome. Thanks, Nikki. Ed.
Yes, we received a flyer from the Ohio Department of Commerce about cable problems. Contact the cable company. It's got a consumer hotline. And if you come down to the villager administration's office, they have a flyer in the building, and it's got a QR code, and it's got a consumer hotline and an email that you can call with cable problems. The village is not responsible for cable outages. It's on the cable company, so here's your chance to call someone to complain about your cable outage.
Not you.
Jeez, Tracy.
Once a week.
Yeah.
They
Thanks,
also
Ed.
just raised the rates.
Thank you. All right, Heather.
All right. I don't think anyone has done the next council meetings. They will be April 1st and April 15th, each at 7 p.m. here at the new administrative room behind the police department. And the next council workshop will be March 26th and April 10th, each at 6 p.m. And the only other thing I have, this is probably going to be just for the people that's like watching on, the live, because it's probably not going to be out soon enough for everybody to see on 1023 or the newspaper. So Spartan Snack Pack will be having our next packing for the upcoming weeks. We do 4 weeks at a time. So that is this Thursday, which is the 21st. We meet at Boyer Kindergarten Center at 2141 Pickle Road. And that is at 6 p.m. So if you would like to come help pack, and right now we're sending about 145 to 150 meals out every weekend. So it's a very wonderful program for our community. We've received a lot of feedback from a lot of the families, and they say that this helps tremendously. So, any volunteers that we can get, we will gladly take. So, with that,
Awesome. Thanks, Heather.
I just wanted to. You said kindergarten center. It's the preschool center.
It's
not a big deal.
The
But I didn't want to
call it
confuse
the old
anyone.
Boyer Kindergarten
Yes.
Center. So, because I don't even think it's Boyer anymore. But it's everybody that's been around here forever. The Boyer.
It's the
So-
administrative and preschool building now.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't want to correct you,
No,
but
you're
I didn't
good.
want to confuse anyone. Like, we have a kindergarten center.
Yeah.
that
exactly.
would be.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Laura, did you have anything to add?
Well, yeah, I guess I go back longer than most, because when I went to Boyer, it was Boyer Elementary School.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even
Yeah.
kindergarten at that time.
Yeah.
When my kids went there, it was kindergarten. But
That was just a
they
one
actually
room
went up to sixth grade.
classroom, right?
But I'm dating myself here. Other than that, no, I just want to say I will be back in person in 2 weeks from today, so I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Thank
All
you.
right. See you
Thanks,
soon,
and,
Laura.
See you
Yeah,
soon.
and we'll call
Take
you
care.
call you Friday for planning. Okay.
Yes,
All right. Did you have a report, Tracy, for the administrator?
Just that we're gonna have our bid openings for the resurfacing project and, bid openings for the sanitary sewer phase 1. So that'll be nice. We're still, working on the water, sewer, and roads for 6th, 7th, and Frank. The contractor will be back out probably in a month or so. And then the final will be the roadway. We have our contractors working on the new water tower. They've got everything done so far for the base. Then we're gonna start getting the metal in for the tower itself, so it's pretty exciting.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, and we do have for sure, Clean Up Lakemore Day
Oh, yes.
on April 20th. It's with Springfield Assembly of God.
Yep.
They've been kind enough to host it from their church on Canton Road across from Lakemore Plaza. They've invited all the volunteers to arrive about 8:45 for donuts and coffee. I'm gonna provide the maps, and then we'll just split up all the volunteers to hit, the parks, the trail, the main areas of the
Plaza.
village. Up around the plaza. In as many areas as they can, just depends on how many volunteers they have. I've invited all the other, local churches, so hopefully we'll have a good turnout.
That's awesome. So if we see it, so if everyone sees a big crowd of people walking through Lakemore picking up trash,
Picking up trash.
usually it's like 3 of us. So hopefully this time it'll be a nice big
Yeah.
size of people.
They're not convicts.
Yeah,
Right,
not convicts.
right.
Oh, that's really awesome of them that they
Yeah.
want to help us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Right.
Anything else from council? I have one more thing to add. On Saturday, April 6th, Springfield Local High School will once again be hosting the district's 4-way test speech competition for Rotary. And that's an amazing day to see the students from all over Northeast Ohio compete in a speech. So I just wanted to get that plug out there, especially for Channel 1023. That it runs from 10 till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and we have some nice prizes for the winners. But I'm really thoroughly impressed. This will be probably the 9th or 10th year that I'm involved in judging and such, and it's very impressive. It gives me a lot of good hope for our future to hear these kids, their passions and their ability to witness
That's cool
their
that it's at
abilities.
the high school
Yeah,
too.
we have-
At our
yeah,
high school.
It's at our high school.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
We have students from all over coming to compete there, so it should be a great day.
That's
Again,
awesome.
that's Saturday, April 6th.
Cool.
Thank you. Moving next into appearing before council, Mr. Jurgen, would you come to the podium, that lovely podium we have? State your name and address, please, and your reason for speaking this evening.
And I'll
Thank
do
you,
the
Mayor.
timer.
Council.
Thank you.
My name is John Jurgen. My address is 1077 Hanover, 1177 Hanover. The fire hydrants in the village, are those property of the village or property of
Yes.
Akron?
Ours, they're Lakemore's,
Okay, and then so maintenance of those hydrants is
on Lakemore.
street department, fire department,
Street department,
street department,
water department. Mhm.
okay, water department. I noticed in our allotment that they are two-tone,
Yep.
red and, peeling red and yellow base underneath of it. And so I drove around and noticed that some of them are painted recently bright red,
Those are
Like-
just newer ones.
like, oh, they're newer, there's not a program that's going around and,
No, unfortunately, I only have 3 employees, so painting the hydrants isn't a priority right now. But I
So-
would like to at
well,
some point.
I would be happy to volunteer my time to help them if they need it. I mean, I don't have a really good schedule. I work every day and every other Saturday, but Saturday afternoons and Sundays or every other Saturday and Sundays are free. But I don't know if the village employees would be working those days.
Well, but maybe we could get some other volunteers together and collaborate with the fire department so we know
Oh, that's
what
good.
color
idea.
caps, because it depends on the pressure, right?
Yes.
It's the color of the cap,
Oh.
so.
Yeah, the base of the hydrant can be just about any color, but it's the cap of the hydrant. Each color represents a gallons per minute,
Yeah,
how much
so.
water will
Okay,
come
so
through that
some of them
hydrant.
are green, some of them are red or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll see them red, green, there's some yellow ones.
Yellow, okay.
So, yeah, that would be great. Maybe work
Some clown up on Adam Street painted his blue
with stars.
with stars. He shouldn't have, but he did anyways.
It looks nice.
And I noticed, looking at them around the village, I didn't go all over, but as you come down these streets here, I was looking at them, and then there isn't one, there isn't one, there isn't one, there isn't one.
Yeah, they're not
So there are
everywhere.
sections that don't have municipal water?
No, in the village, they all have municipal water. We just don't have a hydrant everywhere.
Oh,
We've actually increased, when we replace a water line, we're adding more hydrants to them. When they
Okay.
did the lines back in the 50s and
Sure.
60s, they were lucky to have one on each end, so.
sure.
30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Slowly
So-
upgrading.
Yeah,
We
we're
tear up a
working on it.
road, we put a new one on.
My question. You call these people in asking to get your refund for every day that the provider has no.
I have no idea. I wish I could tell
could
you I knew,
try.
but
Yeah.
you could call and try.
Yeah, let us know what they
I
say.
mean, you get an email, there's an outage at your address from Spectrum.
Right.
Well, I don't have a laptop because I don't have internet, to get unfortunately, my phone will default back to cell service and I'll see it. But it's meaningless because you don't have TV programming you will watch.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, and it's day after day, and then, you never get any resolution from them. You never get even an excuse, much less an explanation of why the service is
Yeah.
out.
Right.
And you don't know if it's localized to you or.
Apparently it's not, if, like I said, the state of Ohio sent those out.
Yeah, you kind of.
So it must be a
believe
big
It must be the entire
There's no
state
problem.
having issues.
Right.
People are complaining, that's why they sent them out.
Yep, so hopefully a lot of people will report.
Yeah.
Well, I sure will.
Yeah.
The only way things are gonna change is if you let people know the problem.
Yeah.
The only way it's gonna change.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Why don't you just be a line for therapy or something?
Okay, moving into old business, Ms. Anderson, you're up.
All right, I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution 7345-2024, a resolution proclaiming the Village of Lakemore will observe April 2024 as Distracted Driving Awareness Month.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Okay, moving into new business, Mr. Strittmatter, I see you have 4 this evening, and then Mrs. Coontz. And I think, are they all, all emergencies, right?
Yep.
All right, take it
Okay.
away.
First, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7346-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to prepare and accept bids for roadway replacement and to execute contracts as required. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with 3 reads.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes. And on the original?
I'll second the original.
Thank you, Heather. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7347-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to prepare and accept bids for sanitary sewer improvements, phase 1, and to execute contracts as required. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I second.
Okay, roll call.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thanks, Sam. Is there any discussion?
It's exciting.
Exciting, amen. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 7349-2024, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund, WPCLF agreement on behalf of the village of Lakemore for planning, designing, and construction of wastewater facilities and the designated a dedicated repayment source for the loan. Ames project number 9433, Lakemore Sanitary Sewer Improvement Phase 1. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with 3 reads.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thanks, Heather. Is there any discussion?
No, is RCAP helping us with this as well?
Hammondry, I mean, it
Hammondry.
was design and stuff, but
Yeah,
they
Cool.
did help with the
like the
The-
underlying work of it.
the applications and stuff like that. So
Cool.
they've been great.
Fingers crossed.
All right,
Yeah.
roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes. Okay, last, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1846-2024, an ordinance authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Emergency Council, or NOPEC, 2024 Energized Community Grant to purchase a solar-powered safety sign. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with 3 reads.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thank you, Sam. Any discussion?
Just that the two that we have so far look very nice, so hopefully we get more.
Yeah, they got hit with solar flares or whatever that messed them up, but they do get everyone's
For sure.
attention,
They do.
even when they
Bless you.
complain
I think
about
once
it.
that's what happened. Somebody asked me what happened to him. They're like, "Why isn't it blinking?"
Yeah,
I'm like, now I know.
solar flares.
Solar flares. That sounds cool, actually. All right. Do I have the last one?
Nope,
Not
roll call.
yet,
We didn't
hold
vote
on.
yet.
Roll call.
Roll
Sorry.
call, please. Sorry.
Sorry.
Roll call.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, John. And now you're up, Nikki.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7348-2024. A resolution proclaiming the Village of Lakemore will recognize the Akron Summit County Public Library
Sesquicentennial.
150 years.
Yes.
I wasn't even trying that, guys. Okay. But first, I would like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes. And I will second the original as well.
Thanks, Heather. Any discussion?
I like Sasquatch Centennial.
Me too. I was actually just in the library,
Yes.
and I wanted to mention something because she mentioned to me about this, and she said, "Hey, we should start digitizing the photos for Lakemore." That is something that the library up here. I mean, I think that would be so great. So, if anyone has any pictures, we should start working on that. But it just made me think of it. So, 150 years, we love our Lakemore Library. Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
But that's all.
And I would like to let people know that in honor of their 150 years, they are doing like an amnesty on late fees and
Yes.
stuff. So they are wanting to get people coming back in. If you have materials that weren't returned or anything like that, those will still have a return fee, but if it's just late materials or late fees or fines or anything, those won't be charged. So.
That's good. I still got that book from my senior year.
Your thesis?
Yes.
$7,000 in late fees.
Now, if Blockbuster would do that with all the, the return fees that I owed, maybe
I
that's
love
why
the
they went
library.
out of business.
We're so lucky to have them. They're so great up there.
They are amazing.
Yeah, they
We're
are.
Check out their
lucky and
programs. Take the kids up there. There's so much stuff to do. So
For sure.
we love you, library. 150
Amen.
years. Okay,
Awesome.
I'm all done.
blessed. Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Okay. Any reason to move into an executive session?
I see no reason.
Okay. What's
I'll make
next?
a motion to adjourn.
Thanks.
I second.
Thank you. Roll call,
A
please.
third.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cochran, thank you for joining us.
Bye,
Thank you.
Laura. See you
Bye,
soon.
Laura.
Bye.
Bye, bye-bye.
You right?
All right.
You right?